Hello, my name is John and welcome to Connected Store Settings in under 10 minutes. When first logging into Connect CDK, have ready your web ID, your dealer name, your dealer address, your store ID, or any other data to help narrow down the correct account. Now using any of that information, I'm going to easily go into the search box here and just put in the name of the account or any of that list that I just gave you. Once we get in here, I'm going to choose the store and press View. Once we are into the store, I'm going to see that there's a lot of information to look over, including the address. The store address is something you want to make sure you match right away. You're also going to see the enterprise ID, which is very important, the store ID, and the CMF numbers that are listed here for accounting purposes. In the upper right, you're going to display the enterprise ID number. This is going to help you get at an enterprise level. Quick user check and overview to verify the login for Connected Store. Once we're in the Users tab, we're going to click on a user and view on their profile. In here you can reset their password very easily and give them an encrypted password. We can see if they're active or not in the system, and then in their Access tab we can go in here and see if they have a Connected Store admin profile. You can also add one or remove one in here or assign them one. You can also go and check and see in their store to see if they actually have the store assigned to them or if they need another store within their dealer group assigned to them. And now your quick settings run through. Have your pencils and paper ready because here's the bread and butter of how it all works. We're going to go back into stores, and once we're in the stores tab, we're going to click on the actual store and click on view. Once we're actually into the view, I want you to make note of the web ID that's down into the identifiers location down here. Copy and paste that web ID and keep it on a notepad. It's going to become useful later on. Swing back up and go into the settings tab. In settings, we're going to notice a couple different things here, but I want you to go into Connected Store Settings. In Connected Store Settings, you're going to notice a few things. Here are your basic defaults for the website. Your basic default for your credit score, your finance terms, your lease terms, everything you need to see here. So this dealer is defaulted on 72 months, but they could change it based off of their lender rates. If the lender has 84 months, they could add that, they could save it here, they could delete it here. They could also do something called an override, where they could take an in particular vehicle from their lot and do an override on those rates that they're getting from their lender. So if I were to take this accident here, I want to go in and make sure I take the trim, and I take everything that I can find on that in particular vehicle. The dealer sometimes does a sale on the weekends like this, where they can take this vehicle and I can drop down here and then create an override where I can set an in particular term on this vehicle to try to get it off the lot earlier. Sometimes an older vehicle is the best example. Now let's look at the other settings tabs. Price Mapping Defaults displays the price choices displayed from the inventory price feed provided by the dealer during implementation. This is where the dealer discounts are enabled. The Workflows tab will show you where the credit function is enabled on the tool. It'll also show you Make an Offer, Incentives, Trade Evaluator, and where F&I is enabled. Legal Defaults is where every disclaimer the dealer wants to display on the tool is shown, for any payment or disclosure or anything that they want to show on the tool. The Credit tab is where the credit app and this credit soft pull is actually set up. For a deep dive on how this workflow works, please check with an updated KMS document. Trade-in is where the dealer can set up which trade evaluator they want to feature on the tool. If they want to use KVB or Edmunds, they can add their own dealer account here to have it connect and flow. Default settings will show labels for CTA buttons and other future functionality. F&I is new and evolving. First, the dealer will choose the title and how F&I will display on the tool and an intro for the text. Then they'll scroll down and add a product. They'll have a choice to add a stock or custom image that matches the product. Then they'll have a space to add the average selling cost for the product, a full option description to help explain the product or the service, a section on the vehicle type the product covers, and the deal type the product covers. And for every change we make, we always go to the upper right and click Save. Let's go back to Store Settings, and then let's click on Fees under Store Deal Admin. Here we're going to see a space for the dealer to add state and dealer registration, title fees, or any other fees they want to be included in the calculation and the quote. Next we click on the Lenders tab. Here is where we would verify not only that there's a lender set up for new and used vehicles, but also to see if there's an active backup lender. This is the setup for both finance and lease, and you can click to see the setup for qualifications of the lender. The next tab on the left is Taxes. This is set up at implementation and can be changed by the dealer as they please based off of local and state taxes. Some dealers like to put an additional percentage or bump on top of the lender rate to make a little more money on the deal. Here's where they would add that rate. The in-house lender tab is also something that's evolving and can be used for a backup lender like a local bank for vehicles that are not covered by the default lender. It's insurance for connected store to calculate on all vehicles. The dealer can set up the rates and credit tiers, or we as support can set them up for them based off of the provided rate sheet. Tax Lookup is how the tool calculates taxes as a default until the customer adds their own zip code. The dealer would add their own local zip code to give a rough estimation of the taxes for the vehicle. We are a team. Feel confident to ask anyone any questions, and always search the KMS for in-depth details and instructions. Be passionate to help clients craft the future of car buying. I'm John from Connected Store,